It would be easier to just drink beer. Prince Harry jokes with Fijians making strong traditional drink kava after knocking some back at a welcome ceremony. The Duke of Sussex has joked with Fijians making the traditional kava beverage that it would be easier to just drink beer. Prince Harry spotted two men demonstrating the stages of kava production while on a visit to the Koloi Suva Forest Reserve, just outside the Fiji capital Suva. The royal noted, "That's what I drank last night," in reference to the kava which was handed to him at a ceremony in Suva's Albert Park a day earlier. Sniffing a bowl of the earthy drink, prepared by pounding the roots of the agonit tree into powder and adding water, he described the smell as strong. "How much of this do you drink at the weekend?" the Duke asked local men Joeli Nazaka, 18, and Aparama Aluaviti, 28, who were conducting the demonstration. "Around a kilo," Joeli said, before Prince Harry joked it would be easier to just drink a beer. He also tried his hand at crushing pepper roots, which is part of the kava-making process. At the ceremony on Tuesday night, part of his and his wife's 16-day royal tour of Australia, New Zealand, Fiji, and Tonga, the Duke had been given kava to drink. He looked on as the kava was made with the root wrung out and a bowl passed to the Duke on the stage, before he accepted the drink and held it to his lips as the crowd cheered. Both his grandparents, the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh, also drank kava during an official visit to Fiji in October 1982. But following the ceremony, the royal was seen toasting with water alongside his pregnant wife Meghan, while everyone else was drinking champagne. It is unclear whether the father-to-be intends to avoid alcohol throughout the entirety of Meghan's pregnancy or just during toasts and other occasions that might leave her feeling left out. Describing her previous royal encounter, she said, "I was 21 years old in 1953 and I was working for a lady as a housemaid. She taught me a lot about how to do things, so when the Queen came, they chose me to serve her and the Duke of Edinburgh. I was so frightened the first time, but I was very lucky. She was so beautiful, with beautiful skin and clothes." Lishiana, who had been well trained in etiquette by her boss, also recalled an apparent breach of protocol by Prince Philip, saying, "I remember that the Duke didn't use a teaspoon to put sugar in his tea, he picked up the sugar lump with his fingers. I was shocked." Prince Harry was in the forest to formally recognize its dedication to the Queen's Commonwealth Canopy project. To mark the occasion, he unveiled a plaque and planted an indigenous takua tree, which is a threatened species in Fiji. He was led to a shiny metal shovel, engraved with the words Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, Lautoka, Fiji, December 18, 1953. The Duke picked it up, saying, "This is the second time it's been used since 1953, right?" He filled in the earth with the help of two schoolchildren after giving a speech. Earlier, the Duke had a crash course in Fijian traditions as he watched demonstrations of mat weaving using dried pandanus leaves and hair dyeing, using makita fruits, limestone and clay inside an open-sided beret, or hat. Harry then met members of the Matagli and Nalukara and Matagli Maidanakarava clans, the traditional owners of the forest, who leased it to be legally protected by the Fijian government in 1949. They included Lishiana's nephew Salabilivanya. The Duke also spoke to children from Tamavua and Tasira primary schools, who had prepared displays about climate change. He told them, "You are the younger generation and you are much better educated about climate change than your parents. Do you think there is enough action to stop it in the rest of the world? Not enough. We need more, but what you guys are doing here is fantastic." Bernadette Welch, Permanent Secretary for Civil Service and Acting Permanent Secretary for Forests at the British High Commission in Fiji, said, "The people here are very emotional about their royal visit, they really cherish it. They will be talking about it for generations." The Koloi Suva Forest Reserve, comprising 369 hectares, is home to several endangered species, including the Fijian tree frog and the Balaka microcarpa fern, of which only 200 remain in Fiji.